in basically all cases of life, where you put your attention to is the outcome of your life, or even the outcome of others' lives. If you put your attention to wanting, all you'll ever think about is what you don't have. You'll think about how you want this. And once you get that, what are you going to do? You're going to want the next thing, and then the next thing, and then the next thing. And then before you know, you just lived a whole entire beautiful lifetime working for things that you can't bring with you. Working for things that, in the end, gave you nothing. Let's let them boys pass. On the other hand, if you put your focus towards gratitude, your life will be filled with abundance. And you won't need to want, because you'll realize you already have. And it gets so deep to the point where the more you express gratitude, the more you realize you already have. The more you express gratitude, the less you realize you need. The more you express gratitude, the more you realize you don't truly need anything. The more you express gratitude, the more you realize all you ever needed was yourself. Because what comes with appreciating yourself is endless resources, endless ideas, endless love, endless affection. Because you are made of everything. So if you appreciate what you are, you're going to realize that you are everything. If you also put your attention towards creating instead of consuming, you'll realize humans have a unique, it's almost like beautiful ability to create anything. Like when I mean anything, I mean anything. Because we are everything, as a collective conscious, the more our collective conscious mourns for something, the faster we get it. There has been nothing in this world that humans have ever wanted and they have not gotten besides eternal life. But who knows? They probably already found that, but you'll never know. Because that would never be out. They would never speak about it. They would never talk about it. And the technology would be sealed away instantly. But with that being said, comment one thing that humans have ever wanted and they didn't get. We wanted shelter, we built houses. We wanted food, we discovered and invented agriculture techniques. What else did we want? We wanted ease of access. We didn't want to work so hard anymore. We didn't want to farm anymore. We made grocery stores. We would look up at the sky and see birds, the beauty of them, the way they soared carelessly, the way they could go anywhere they wanted, the way they could go from the North Coast to the South Coast within weeks. We envied that. And then we began to fly. We all wanted to fly enough We made airplanes. Literally everything. Anything we ever wanted. We were cold. We found techniques to make better clothes. We were lonely. We bred animals to love us forever. Obviously, we're animals too, so I don't say that like as a distinction, like they're different from us, but we bred other species to love us forever and be our companions. We wanted ways to communicate. We wanted ways to reach each other on an instant. We did that. We started with mail, then telegrams, then telephones. Now we have cell phones. I can call someone basically anywhere in the world, especially with satellites now. I can call someone anywhere in the world within an instant and be connected to them. What do I want that I don't have? We wanted to be free. We made things like democracies built off of rules of freedom of speech, freedom of religion. We built beautiful things, amazing things. We wanted to express our creativity. We made monuments, skyscrapers. Skyscrapers so tall. Some birds probably can't fly that high. Now, I don't know too much about birds, but I know a lot of birds have like a height limit on how high they fly or usually fly. Everything we have ever wanted, we have had the ability to create, and we did create it. When are we gonna realize that the more we want, the more we can create? And there's a group of individuals who want death and destruction. They want death and destruction. I'm not judging those individuals. I don't think I'm better than those individuals. I don't think I'm any different from those individuals. But when they put their energy towards death and destruction, it will create death and destruction. And when I say put your energy towards, even the thought in your head creates it. Oh, did you mean like I was talking about speaking about it? You don't have to speak about it. You don't have to write about it. Just thinking about it. Not even thinking about doing it. Thinking about being afraid of it happening to you can cause it. Anything you put your energy towards. What would you put your energy towards if you knew that? What would you think about if you knew that? Would you think about safety? Would you think about peace? Would you think about pain? Would you think about trauma? What would you think about? Now, I'm not saying not to think about these things, because obviously if you have some sort of trauma, you have to think about it to like accept it and forgive it. But beyond that, if you go through your life every single day fearing somebody's gonna say something bad about you, fearing somebody's gonna hurt you, fearing you're gonna get hurt in this way, that way, you're contributing to these things happening. That might sound super, super crazy, that like a victim can be a perpetrator. I guess that's a good way to say it. But you're so scared of it happening that you can cause it to happen to yourself or to other people. Literally. And that sounds so crazy. Like you're probably thinking like, how could I think about something and then cause it to come true, whether I think about it in good light or negative light? I think it has a little bit to do with the psychology of humans and how micro interactions and cues that you may not consciously realize your mind or body picks up on, which causes you to sometimes make decisions and make these things come true. You may not realize that it's happening. But I also think it has to do with energy. And that's exactly a huge reason why we have to move away from idolizing people. Human beings in particular. I don't know if idolizing animals are bad, because I know some religions or spiritualities, they would idolize like dogs, cats, monkeys, elephants. These have all been gods and religions or spiritualities. I don't know if that's as bad as idolizing humans. But when you put a human on a pedestal, I don't care who they are, your favorite rock star, your favorite writer, it's okay to express gratitude towards these people. But when you put them on a pedestal and almost give them an image of nobody could ever be them, you completely neglect the fact that their fabric of their being is literally made of everything you are. And when you do that, you unconsciously put yourself below these people. Especially with social media, it has gotten really, really bad. You aren't insecure. One second. Thank you if you're still here, by the way. I appreciate you for listening. Don't sexualize my kisses. You're not just insecure because you don't properly practice self-love. You're insecure because you mentally glorify these people who are exactly the same thing as you, who are exactly the same person as you, who basically have the same skills or attributes as you. That sounds crazy, but guess what? If you put your mind into doing what they did, you could do it. Anybody can do it. Unless this person has some sort of attribute that's like a height or a weight that stops you, some sort of physical attribute that stops you from being able to achieve it, guess what? It increases your next generation's chance of doing it. If you always wanted to be in the NBA and you weren't tall enough, just the thought of wanting that and not being tall enough are going to make your kids taller. Literally. Why do you think Americans just sprouted up like crazy? It could be, it's a little bit of the hormones, but it's the NBA. The NBA glorified tall people. It exemplified them. It made them the warriors of our generation, the warriors of our world. Guess what happened? Tall people became the next generation. People loved the NBA players. They wanted their kids to be tall. They weren't tall. They all wanted this enough that it came true. And now look, we're all tall. Some of us. I'm joking. Height does not matter. But we've all gotten taller now. Just based off the fact because you felt bad because you were short. Now the next generation is going to be taller. Because if we're being truthful, if this was the medieval times, come on now, you're not wishing your kids were taller. Not at all. Why would you want your kid to be taller? They are getting slayed on the battlefield. They have so many open hitboxes. They're so easy and slinky and slow. No. They would get destroyed when it came to swords and hand-to-hand combat. It wouldn't be feasible or plausible. Short people would be way more advantageous. You can move quicker. You're more agile. You can turn on the fly. You have less issues with your limbs and bones. There's so much more advantages to being short. But because NBA was glorified, people became tall.